What if I told you that some of America's biggest, busiest cities are literally sinking into the ground? And we're not just talking about coastal flooding or rising sea levels. We're talking about the land beneath entire cities collapsing, quietly, slowly but surely. This is not science fiction. This is not a future prediction. This is happening right now. A brand new, in-depth scientific study has revealed something alarming. Out of the most densely populated cities in the United States, 28 of them are sinking, yes, sinking. And it's not just places like New York or Miami, where we expect rising tides. Cities far from the coast are affected too. Think Dallas, Fort Worth, Denver, even Las Vegas. Researchers used advanced satellite mapping and measured vertical land movement down to every 90 feet. This data is so detailed it tracks the subtle rise and fall of land almost block by block. And what it shows is shocking. Parts of cities are going down while other nearby areas are rising. This phenomenon is called differential motion, and it's extremely dangerous. Why? Because when the land under a city moves unevenly, buildings crack, foundations shift, bridges tilt, and infrastructure begins to fail. This process is called land subsidence, and it's happening for multiple reasons. The biggest culprit, groundwater extraction. All across America, especially in states like California, Texas, and Arizona, we're pumping water from underground aquifers at an unsustainable rate. When these aquifers are emptied and not naturally recharged, the soil compresses. The result? The surface sinks permanently. In Houston, for example, more than 40% of the area is sinking at a rate of 5 millimeters or more per year, with some zones dropping nearly 2 inches annually. That may not sound like much, but over a decade, that's nearly a foot of lost elevation. And for cities already struggling with flooding and drainage problems, that's catastrophic. In Texas, there's another factor: oil and gas drilling. Extracting natural resources weakens underground structures, making the ground more prone to collapse. This isn't new. In fact, some small towns in Texas have already experienced sinkholes, giant craters suddenly opening up beneath buildings and highways. Now imagine that happening in a major metro area. And it's not just Texas. Parts of California's Central Valley have sunk by dozens of feet over the last century due to relentless groundwater pumping for agriculture. The research highlights major urban centers at risk. New York City, where the weight of over 1 million buildings is putting massive pressure on the land. Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and San Francisco all experiencing measurable subsidence. LaGuardia Airport in NYC, one of the busiest in the country, is located in a sinking zone. Las Vegas, a desert city dependent on groundwater, is also seeing sections of land drop year by year. Even Chicago, built on reclaimed wetlands, is showing signs of land instability. But here's something even more fascinating. Part of this sinking isn't caused by humans. It's the result of something that happened 20,000 years ago. During the last ice age, massive glaciers covered parts of North America. Their weight pushed the Earth's crust downward. Now that those glaciers have melted, the land is very slowly readjusting. Some areas are rebounding upward while others are settling downward, a process known as glacial isostatic adjustment. This is happening in places like New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Denver. So the land isn't just sinking from what we're doing now, it's reacting to what happened thousands of years ago. Now think about what this means for buildings, roads, airports, and bridges, the very things that make a city function. When one part of a city is sinking faster than another, it causes tilting. Imagine skyscrapers leaning by inches over time. Imagine underground pipes cracking, roads buckling, or transit tunnels slowly shifting. Even a few millimeters of change can lead to billions in damages over time. And here's the terrifying part. There's currently no effective large-scale solution. Climate change is already bringing heavier rainfall, stronger storms, and rising sea levels. And now our cities are sinking from below. It's a double threat. Sea levels are rising. Cities are sinking. And in between, millions of people living unaware that their homes are slowly, silently losing ground. This isn't just a geological issue. It's a national security issue, a real estate crisis, and an engineering nightmare waiting to unfold. So what happens when the ground beneath our feet is no longer stable? We're not just fighting climate change in the skies, we're battling a silent collapse beneath us. The truth is, cities like Houston, Dallas, New York, and Las Vegas might look fine today, but if we don't start paying attention to what's happening underground, tomorrow could be very, very different. This is real, it's happening now, and it can't be ignored anymore.